Hey y'all, welcome back to Mending with Mindy. Today I want to talk about something kind of creepy that's happening in Hollywood. There's a lot of celebrities that say they follow Christ, but their actions speak otherwise. Celebrities standing on stages, in interviews, on social media, boldly claiming Christianity. They thank God, they quote scripture, they say they've been saved, but then you look at their actions and something doesn't line up. Take Jelly Roll, for example. I used to be a hardcore Jelly Roll fan. I loved what he was about. I loved that he spoke about Jesus, but then I started seeing some posts about who he truly is.
You guys have heard me say on the podcast before that I have like witches that do my monthly spells and stuff like that. I had witches who did spell work for me.
We're calling it Operation Infiltration. We're going to take over. We're going to get a building down there. We're going to take over that street, quiet and humble. We're going to beat them from the inside out, not the outside in. We're going to come in and take over this fucking game. I'm fixing to go in and fuck country.
Jelly Roll has spoken openly about faith, about redemption, about God pulling him out of darkness.
There was a time in my life, y'all, that I was broken. That's why I wrote this album. I didn't think I had a chance, y'all. There was days that I thought the darkest things. I was a horrible human. There was a moment in my life that all I had was a Bible this big and a radio the same size and a 6x8 foot cell. And I believed that those two things could change my life. I believed that music had the power to change my life and God had the power to change my life. And I want to tell y'all right now, Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is not owned by one political party. Jesus is not owned by no music label. Jesus is Jesus, and anybody can have a relationship with him. I love you, Lord.
And on the surface, it's powerful. I was one of them that fell for it. I actually recently posted this Facebook post talking about how much I admired Jelly Roll. His story was one of transformation, of hope. Loved that about Jelly Roll. It made me admire him and become even a bigger fan. But then you look deeper. You start seeing stories surfacing about his true character.
He pushed me with his stomach, spit in my face. He said he's going to shoot me in the face for what I did to his friend. I better leave Nashville. I'm not safe there. I'm toxic. He knows what I did. It was so fast and there was so much and it was so shocking. She's like, I know him. He's so nice. He's like a big teddy bear. And that's where the fucking psycho gets away with it. He has a completely dual personality. So the first time I met him, I got this like super friendly, aw shucks y'all, thanks for coming to Nashville. We're big fans, Nicole. Aw man, aw gee, it's just so swell that you're here.
I hope y'all give me a second here. I'm a little emotional. I started drinking. I didn't think I was going to win again.
I got that guy, who I now know is a complete act. Like, complete act. To cover the guy who he really is.
I'm so fucking mad right now.
Jelly Roll is like a horror movie level psychopath.
I just went to Fleet Feet.
I just screamed at everybody in the store.
But he uses this like almost southern preacher persona to cover it.
And I want to fucking hit this young man with the open hand of the Lord. And then the manager has the audacity to fucking tell me,
Sir, could y'all talk about this outside?
Which makes him that much scarier.
you wouldn't have to worry about customers knowing what the fuck's going on in this store if you taught some proper etiquette to your motherfucking employees. God is with me.
It makes you wonder, is it really Christianity or is it branding? And this isn't just about one person. This seems to be a growing trend. And I think it's important that we talk about it because their music, movies, they're being consumed by so many of us, including our children. Celebrities stepping into the spotlight, wearing Christianity almost like it's a badge, but then continuing to push messages that directly contradict it. Look at Kanye West, for example. At one point, he released an entire gospel album. He held Sunday services, spoke boldly about Jesus, but then came the chaos, the contradictions, the controversy, moments that left people asking, was it faith or was it influence? And here's where it gets uncomfortable. because the Bible actually warns us about this. By their fruits, you will know them. Not by their words, not by their image, not by what they say on stage, by their fruit, their actions, their consistency, their lifestyles when the cameras aren't rolling. And that's where things start to fall apart.
Once again, I've got multiple folks for Bonner events coming up. I don't know if she does, but I do. So I'm donating from here. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know why she's here. I don't know why she was on the field without Bane. I also know this woman is extremely toxic. Because of your habitual lying, your toxicness.
I love you all. This is for full Bonner.
And once again, I'm signing up to play golf with y'all. I've got multiple events. I'm donating from here. Trying to promote her album right now. She's trying to promote her album.
I'm so sorry. I got you. It's okay. Let's just, if y'all could just separate and this happens again, we're going to have to do something else. I'm so sorry. I do not want to be in the middle of it.
She's a habitual liar. You said you don't know me? Did you not come to my office? I know you're filming.
So I leave and I go to a third place to meet up with some friends and have a drink. And I'm like, okay, I need a drink. I need a drink. I know he's over there at the Virgin. I'm going to go over here, a totally different place, to Loser's Bar, meet up with some friends and a guy that I had started dating at the time. I wasn't even there that long when Jelly Roll and his thugs burst. I mean, like, burst through the freaking door. Like the back room of Losers, they burst through that back door looking for me. He sees me. That's another important thing, is he told me if I ever see him, I better run. He doesn't care if it's at a charity event. He doesn't care if it's at an event, if it's at an award show, if it's at anything, I better fucking run. That's what the guy with the thugs with the guns told me, is I better run if I see him. So he storms into Loser's Bar and starts pushing through the crowd. Literally, again, just like a movie, like pushing through people to get to me. And as he's coming to me, the security pulls me, and the guy that I was talking to, he's like, what's going on? I'm like, I gotta go. He's like, why do you have to go? I'm like, I gotta go right now. I gotta go by, I think it was like under the bar, and leave, run out of the staff entrance. The security.
Today's world, faith sells. It connects, it builds trust, it creates a deeper emotional bond with fans. So what happens when Christianity becomes part of a brand strategy? What happens when God becomes a marketing tool? You get a version of faith that looks real but feels off. I think a lot of us feel that same way about some of these mega church pastors. It's a watered down message. Joel Osteen is one of the first that comes to mind for me.
It's because their vision is limited. They don't see themselves accomplishing their dreams.
He lives in a $10 million mansion, bought a private jet with donations from the churchgoers, and has made his riches by claiming to perform miracles.
Mercy and grace.
And richest pastor in the world.
I am a rich Jew backed by a richer Jew.
Worth hundreds of millions of dollars? As I entered the church doors, the first thing I noticed was Kenneth Copeland's store, selling everything you could think of, and the Bible somewhere.
A watered down message, a selective gospel, one that's comfortable, one that doesn't require true change. And I want to be clear here, this isn't about judging anyone. That is obviously not my place. It's about how we as true believers have to use our discernment. Because real transformation isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up over time in choices, in behavior. So the question isn't, do they say they're Christian? The question is, does their life reflect it? Because in a world full of noise or influence or carefully crafted images, not everything that claims light actually is. Be sure to follow for a part 2 where we're going to dive into some other celebrities that claim Christianity, but their actions speak otherwise. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope y'all each have a wonderful Easter weekend, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all.